If you've ever taken creatine and thought, "Why isn't this working?" you're definitely not alone, and this video is for you. Creatine is one of the most researched, proven, and widely used supplements in the world, yet somehow it's also one of the most misunderstood. A lot of people try it with high hopes, only to feel disappointed, confused, or frustrated after a short time. Not because creatine doesn't work, but because it's being used the wrong way. Small mistakes can completely change your results, and most people don't even realize they're making them. They expect instant energy, panic when the scale changes, forget to hydrate properly, or give up before creatine has time to actually do its job. And once frustration sets in, they blame the supplement instead of the habits around it. That's why today we're breaking things down clearly and honestly. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 mistakes you should never make when taking creatine, explained in simple terms. No hype, no confusion. Fix these mistakes, and creatine can become one of the most effective tools for strength, energy, and recovery. Ignore them, and you'll keep wondering why everyone else gets results while you don't. Number 1. Expecting instant results. Let's get this out of the way first, because this mistake causes more disappointment than almost anything else. Creatine is not caffeine. You're not going to take your first scoop and suddenly feel an instant burst of energy or power. That's simply not how it works. Creatine works quietly in the background by slowly saturating your muscles with extra fuel over time. For most people, this process takes anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks of consistent daily use. During that time, you might feel nothing at all. And that's completely normal. This is exactly where many people mess up. They take creatine for a few days, don't notice a dramatic change, and decide it's not working. In reality, they stop right before the benefits begin. Once your muscles are fully saturated, that's when you start noticing improved strength, better endurance, and faster recovery between workouts. Think of creatine like filling a gas tank, drop by drop. You don't see much change at first, but once the tank is full, everything runs smoother. Quitting early doesn't mean creatine failed. It means patience was missing. The real mistake isn't taking creatine, it's expecting instant results from something designed to work over time. Stick with it, stay consistent, and let creatine do what it's scientifically proven to do. Number 2. Obsessing over the scale. Step on the scale, and suddenly the number is higher. Panic mode kicks in fast. But take a breath. That weight gain is almost always water stored inside your muscles, not fat. Creatine pulls water into muscle cells, which is exactly how it helps them perform better. More water inside the muscle means better leverage, improved strength, and faster recovery. This is a good thing, not a problem. Unfortunately, many people see the scale go up a pound or two and immediately assume they're gaining fat or doing something wrong. That's the real mistake. The scale doesn't tell you where weight comes from, it just shows a number. Creatine weight gain happens inside the muscle, not under the skin. That's why clothes often fit the same, or even better, despite the scale going up. In fact, hydrated muscles look fuller and feel stronger, which is one of the earliest signs that creatine is actually working. Letting the scale control your decisions can cause you to quit right when your body is adapting in a positive way. Instead of obsessing over daily weigh-ins, pay attention to how you feel in the gym, how strong you're getting, and how your body looks in the mirror. Progress isn't always reflected by a lower number. Sometimes progress shows up as better performance, more energy, and stronger muscles. If the scale goes up slightly while you're taking creatine, it doesn't mean you failed. It means your muscles are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Number 3. Not drinking enough water. Creatine changes how your body uses water, and this is something a lot of people overlook. When you take creatine, more water gets pulled into your muscle cells to support strength and performance. That's great, but it also means your overall hydration needs go up. If you don't increase your fluid intake, you might start feeling headaches, muscle cramps, or that drained, sluggish fatigue that makes workouts feel harder than they should. This is where many people get it wrong. They assume creatine is drying them out, or causing negative side effects, when in reality, their body is simply asking for more water. Creatine itself doesn't dehydrate you. Poor hydration does. Think of creatine like a sponge inside your muscles. If there isn't enough water available, your body can't use it efficiently, and discomfort shows up instead. The fix is usually simple. Drink more fluids consistently throughout the day, not just during workouts. Paying attention to urine color, energy levels, and how your muscles feel can tell you a lot about your hydration status. Once water intake improves, those headaches and cramps often disappear, and creatine starts feeling smooth and supportive instead of uncomfortable. Staying well hydrated doesn't just prevent side effects. It helps creatine do what it's supposed to do: improve strength, endurance, and recovery. Number 4, taking too much at once. More is not better when it comes to creatine, and this is a mistake that catches a lot of people off guard. Taking large doses, especially all at once, can overwhelm your digestive system and lead to bloating, stomach cramps, or even diarrhea. This doesn't mean creatine doesn't agree with you. In most cases, it simply means the dose is too high for your gut to handle at one time. Your body can only absorb so much at once, and anything beyond that tends to sit in the stomach and intestines, pulling in water and causing discomfort. Smaller daily doses, usually around 3 to 5 grams, are much easier on digestion and just as effective over time. Creatine works by slowly saturating your muscles, not by flooding your system in a single day. That's why patience beats overdoing it. Spreading your intake evenly day after day allows your body to adapt smoothly without unnecessary side effects. Many people who think creatine causes stomach issues simply never tried lowering the dose or taking it with food. Once they do, the problem usually disappears. Long-term consistency matters far more than quantity. A moderate daily dose keeps muscle stores full, supports performance, and avoids the digestive stress that makes people quit early. When it comes to creatine, steady and simple always wins. Number 5. Thinking loading is required. You don't need a loading phase, even though it's often pushed as the right way to take creatine. Yes, loading can fill your muscles faster, but it also dramatically increases the chance of stomach issues like bloating, cramps, and diarrhea, especially for people who are more sensitive. Taking 20 grams a day for a week sounds efficient on paper, but in real life, it's one of the main reasons people think creatine doesn't agree with them. The truth is much simpler. A steady daily dose works just as well. Taking 3 to 5 grams per day will fully saturate your muscles over time, usually within a few weeks, without overwhelming your digestive system. You get the same long-term strength, performance, and recovery benefits, just without the discomfort. The only trade-off is patience. Instead of rushing the process, you let your body adapt naturally. For most people, especially beginners or anyone over 30 or 40, this approach is far more sustainable. Consistency beats speed every time. Creatine isn't a race, and there's no prize for getting it into your muscles a few days earlier if it makes you feel miserable along the way. Many experienced lifters and health professionals now recommend skipping the loading phase altogether because the end result is identical. If your goal is long-term progress, fewer side effects, and better adherence, a simple daily dose is the smarter choice. Sometimes doing less really does get you more. Number 6. Using creatine without moving your body. Creatine isn't magic, and this is where a lot of people get disappointed. If you're completely inactive, the benefits will be limited. Creatine works by helping your muscles produce and recycle energy, but if those muscles aren't being used, there's not much for creatine to support. That doesn't mean you need intense workouts or heavy lifting to see results. Even light resistance training, regular walking, body weight movements, or basic daily activity can dramatically increase how effective creatine is. Simple things like standing up more often, taking longer walks, doing light squats, or using resistance bands give your muscles a reason to adapt. When that happens, creatine helps those muscles recover faster, feel stronger, and perform better. This is especially important as you get older, when muscle loss and low energy can sneak up without you realizing it. Creatine plus movement is a powerful combination. Creatine without movement is just a missed opportunity. Many people expect a supplement to do the work for them, but supplements are meant to support effort, not replace it. Think of creatine as a tool, not a shortcut. When you pair it with even minimal activity, the difference becomes noticeable. Better endurance, less fatigue, and more confidence in daily movement. The good news is, you don't need perfection, you just need consistency. A little movement done regularly, combined with creatine, will always beat no movement at all. Number 7. Blaming creatine for joint or muscle soreness. As strength improves, some people push too hard too fast, and that's where problems can show up. Creatine helps muscles produce energy more efficiently, so you may feel stronger, more powerful, or less fatigued than usual. The catch is that muscles adapt much faster than joints, tendons, and ligaments. Those tissues take longer to strengthen and recover, especially as you get older. The mistake isn't creatine itself. It's letting that sudden boost in strength trick you into doing more than your body is ready for. Skipping warm-ups, rushing into heavier weights, or training with poor form can lead to soreness, joint irritation, or minor injuries. This is especially common when people feel good and assume their body can handle anything. A proper warm-up increases blood flow, improves mobility, and prepares your joints for stress. Recovery matters just as much. Rest days, stretching, light movement, and sleep give your connective tissues time to catch up with your muscles. Creatine supports performance, but it doesn't make you injury-proof. Think long-term, not just short-term progress. Strength gains are great, but staying pain-free is even better. When you respect warm-ups and recovery, creatine becomes a powerful ally instead of a setup for setbacks. Number 8. Not telling your doctor. Creatine raises creatinine, which is a waste marker doctors measure in blood tests to assess kidney function. That's where a lot of confusion and fear comes from. When you supplement with creatine, your body naturally converts a small amount of it into creatinine. So yes, your blood test numbers might go up slightly, but that does not automatically mean your kidneys are damaged or under stress. For healthy individuals, this increase is expected and harmless. The real problem isn't creatine, it's misinterpretation. If your doctor doesn't know you're taking creatine, those lab results can look concerning at first glance and lead to unnecessary worry, repeat tests, or even being told to stop a supplement that's actually safe for you. This is why transparency matters. Always tell your healthcare provider about any supplements you're using, even the ones that seem basic. Context changes everything. When doctors know you're taking creatine, they can interpret creatinine levels correctly and look at other markers to assess real kidney health. In most healthy adults, kidneys handle creatine just fine when it's taken at normal doses and paired with proper hydration. The takeaway here is simple. Don't panic over numbers without context. Communication with your doctor can save you stress, confusion, and unnecessary fear, and help you use creatine safely and confidently. Number 9. Buying low-quality creatine. Not all creatine is created equal, and this is a mistake many people don't realize they're making. Creatine itself is simple, but the quality of the product you buy matters more than most think. Cheap, poorly tested creatine can contain impurities, fillers, or inconsistent dosages that lead to stomach issues, poor absorption, or disappointing results. When someone says creatine didn't work for them, sometimes the problem isn't creatine at all, it's the product quality. This is why sticking to basic creatine monohydrate from a reputable brand is so important. Creatine monohydrate is the most researched form, proven effective, and generally the safest option available. You don't need flashy labels, extreme claims, or advanced blends to get results. In fact, many of those fancy versions are just marketing tricks with a higher price tag and no added benefit. Look for products that are third-party tested, clearly labeled, and transparent about their sourcing. A simple ingredient list is usually a good sign. One ingredient, creatine monohydrate, that's it. When you choose quality, you reduce the risk of side effects, improve consistency, and give your body exactly what it needs to perform better. In the long run, spending a little more on a clean, trusted product saves you frustration, protects your health, and ensures you're actually getting the benefits creatine is known for. Number 10. Expecting creatine to fix a bad lifestyle. This is the biggest one of all, and honestly, the one most people don't want to hear. Creatine is powerful, but it's not a magic fix for a broken lifestyle. If your sleep is terrible, your nutrition is all over the place, and recovery is constantly ignored, creatine won't suddenly make everything work. Supplements can enhance good habits, but they can't replace them. That's where a lot of frustration comes from. People expect creatine to compensate for late nights, inconsistent meals, zero movement, and non-stop stress, and when it doesn't, they blame the supplement. The truth is, creatine works best when the basics are already in place. Decent sleep allows your muscles and brain to actually recover. Proper nutrition gives your body the building blocks to use creatine effectively. And recovery, rest days, mobility, hydration, is what turns effort into progress. Think of creatine like a volume knob, not the music itself. If the song is bad, turning up the volume doesn't fix it. But if the foundation is solid, creatine can noticeably boost strength, energy, and performance. This is why people with simple routines often get better results than those chasing shortcuts. Walking regularly, doing light resistance training, eating enough protein, and sleeping reasonably well already put you ahead. Add creatine on top of that, and it shines. Used correctly, creatine supports a healthy lifestyle. It doesn't replace one. And once you understand that, your expectations become realistic, your results improve, and creatine finally works the way it's supposed to. So, here's the truth. Creatine isn't the problem. How people use it is. When taken correctly, creatine is safe, effective, affordable, and incredibly helpful for strength, energy, and recovery. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these mistakes have you made before? Or do you want a follow-up video on creatine dosage, side effects, or beginner tips? Drop a comment, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.